Quick question for you. Have you ever been walking outside on a summer evening and suddenly seen tiny green lights floating all around you like magic? Or watch those incredible nature documentaries where deep sea creatures look like they have their own built-in flashlights?
Oh my gosh, yes. Those firefly nights are the best.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
And I'm Nicole. Welcome to English Science Podcast, the show where we turn learning English into an adventure by exploring the coolest science, nature, and technology topics out there.
We're basically your science-loving friends who believe that learning English should feel like hanging out and discovering amazing stuff together. Today, we're diving into the magical world of animals that literally make their own light.
And by the end of this episode, you'll not only understand how these incredible creatures create light, but you'll also see why this discovery might change our future in ways you never imagined.
So grab your favorite drink and get comfortable, and let's explore some seriously cool science together.
But before we dive deeper into the science, I have to ask our listeners something. How many of you have actually experienced bioluminescence yourselves? Because I'm betting more of you have than you might realize.
Right, like have you ever been at the beach and seen waves that seem to sparkle with blue light? Or maybe you've touched a log in the forest at night and it glowed green. That's all bioluminescence too.
Oh my gosh, yes. I actually saw those glowing waves in the Caribbean last year. I had no idea what was happening. I thought the water was contaminated or something. Okay, Ben, I have to share this story. Last weekend, I was camping with my family, and my little cousin, Emma, she's 7, suddenly starts jumping up and down, pointing at these green lights floating everywhere.
Fireflies!
Exactly. And she looks at me with these huge eyes and goes, "Nicole, did those bugs eat glow sticks?" I was laughing so hard, but then I realized I didn't actually know how to explain it to her.
Oh man, kids ask the best questions. That's actually way more scientific than you might think. So what did you tell her?
Well, I said they have special chemicals inside them that mix together to make light. But honestly, I felt like I was making it up.
You weren't making it up at all. That's exactly right. This phenomenon is called bioluminescence, and that's literally what it means. Bio means life, and luminescence means light. So it's light made by living things.
Okay, but how does it actually work? Like, what's happening inside these creatures?
It's like a recipe with 3 main ingredients. First, there's this molecule called luciferin, which sounds scary, but just means light bringer in Latin.
Luciferin. Okay, that's the fuel?
Exactly. Then you need luciferase, which is an enzyme. Think of it like a helper that makes the reaction happen faster. And finally, oxygen from the air or water.
You know what's fascinating? Bioluminescence has actually evolved independently at least 40 different times throughout Earth's history. That means 40 separate groups of organisms all figured out this light-making trick completely on their own.
40 times. That tells us that making light is such a useful ability that nature keeps reinventing it. It's like how humans independently invented the wheel in different parts of the world. When something works that well, nature finds it again and again.
And here's something most people don't realize. Bioluminescence isn't just that blue-green color we always think of. Different organisms produce different colors based on their specific chemistry and where they live.
Right. Most marine bioluminescence is blue or blue-green because blue light travels the furthest in water. But some deep-sea creatures produce red light, which is genius because most deep-sea animals can't even see red. It's like having an invisible flashlight.
So when these 3 things come together,
Boom! Light! And here's the coolest part. Scientists call it cold light because it produces almost no heat. Compare that to a regular light bulb that gets super hot and wastes tons of energy.
that's incredible. So it's like the most efficient lighting system in nature. But going back to your cousin's question, why do fireflies actually glow? Is it just for fun?
Oh, this is the best part. It's basically nature's dating app. Each firefly species has its own unique flashing pattern, like a secret code.
Wait, are you serious?
Totally serious. The males fly around flashing their species-specific pattern, and the females sit in the grass or bushes. If a female likes what she sees, she flashes back with the right response. And get this, Different firefly species have completely different flash patterns. Some flash once every few seconds, others do rapid double flashes, some even do complex sequences that look like Morse code.
That's like the cutest thing ever. So they're literally sending love messages with light.
Right? And they control it by simply allowing oxygen into special cells in their abdomen. When they cut off the oxygen supply, the light goes out. It's like having a biological on-off switch.
But fireflies aren't the only glowing creatures on land. Have you ever heard of foxfire? It's not foxes on fire, it's the name for bioluminescent fungi. Some mushrooms can glow with this eerie green light, especially on rotting wood in dark forests.
Glowing mushrooms? That sounds like something out of a fantasy movie. But why would mushrooms want to glow? They're not trying to find dates like fireflies.
Scientists think the glow attracts insects, which then carry the fungal spores to new locations, kind of like a glowing taxi service for reproduction. And there are over 70 species of bioluminescent fungi found all around the world.
And then there are glowworms. But here's the thing, they're not actually worms at all. In New Zealand and Australia, glowworms are the larvae of fungus gnats that create these incredible light displays in caves.
These larvae hang down from cave ceilings on silk threads, and their bodies glow blue-green. Flying insects see the lights, fly toward them, get caught in the sticky threads, and become dinner. The Waitemoto caves in New Zealand are famous for this. It's like looking up at a starry sky underground. Mind blown. But you mentioned deep sea creatures earlier. That must be a completely different story, right? Because it's so dark down there?
Oh, wow. The deep ocean is where bioluminescence gets really wild. Picture this. Once you go below about 200 meters, no sunlight reaches at all. It's called the midnight zone.
The midnight zone. That sounds terrifying.
It is. But here's the amazing thing. Scientists estimate that about 75 to 80% of deep sea creatures can make their own light. Compare that to land, where it's super rare.
80%? That's incredible. So what do they use it for? Everything?
Take the anglerfish. You know, that scary-looking fish from Finding Nemo with the dangly light in front of its face?
Oh yeah, the one that's like, good feelings gone.
Exactly. That glowing lure is like a fishing rod. Small fish see this pretty light and think, ooh, food, and swim towards it, but surprise, they become the food instead.
That's brilliant and terrifying at the same time. What about defense? Do they use light for protection too?
Oh, absolutely. There's this creature called a vampire squid, which sounds way scarier than it actually is. When something tries to eat it, it shoots out clouds of glowing mucus.
Glowing mucus? Ew, but also genius, right?
Right? It's like throwing glowing slime to confuse your attacker while you escape. And lanternfish, they're even smarter. They have lights on their bellies that match the dim light coming from above.
Wait, so they're camouflaging themselves with light?
Exactly. It's called counter-illumination. If a predator looks up from below, the fish's silhouette is hidden because their belly lights blend with the faint sunlight from the surface.
That's like having a built-in invisibility cloak. This is blowing my mind.
And jellyfish might be the smartest of all. When something attacks them, they flash like crazy, not to scare the attacker, but to attract something bigger that might eat their attacker.
So they're calling for backup with light signals? That's like a biological security alarm.
Perfect analogy. It's basically saying, help, someone come eat this thing that's trying to eat me. Nature is incredible, isn't it? And here's something wild. Some of the brightest bioluminescence actually comes from the tiniest organisms. There are bacteria that can make entire beaches glow at night.
Glowing beaches? That sounds incredible. How does that work?
Bacteria like Vibrio harvae live in ocean water, and when conditions are just right, they can create these massive glowing waves and shorelines. Imagine walking along a beach where every step you take lights up the sand beneath your feet.
And here's something that blew my mind when I first learned about it. These bacteria don't just randomly light up. They actually communicate with each other using chemical signals in a process called quorum sensing.
Quorum sensing is like bacterial democracy. Individual bacteria release chemical signals, and when there are enough bacteria in one area, they all decide together to start glowing. It's like they're voting. Okay, there are enough of us here now, let's turn on the lights.
Absolutely. But Ben, here's what really excites me. I read that scientists are trying to use this technology to help humans. Is that actually possible?
Oh my gosh, yes, this is where it gets really futuristic. Scientists have already created bacteria and algae that can glow as bright as a 100-watt light bulb.
100 watts? That's brighter than most of the lamps in my apartment.
Exactly. And imagine this, street lights that don't need electricity, park paths lit by glowing trees, building walls covered in bioluminescent panels, no wires, no power bills, completely eco-friendly lighting.
That sounds like something out of Avatar. Is this actually happening now, or is it still science fiction?
It's happening right now in research labs around the world. And that's not even the coolest part. They're using bioluminescence to detect water pollution. The bacteria glow differently when they encounter toxic chemicals.
You know what's fascinating from a cultural perspective? Humans have been amazed by bioluminescence for thousands of years. Ancient Greek and Roman texts described glowing seas and mysterious lights in forests that people thought were supernatural.
And some cultures actually use bioluminescence practically. During World War II, Japanese soldiers would collect bioluminescent bacteria and use them to read maps at night without giving away their position with electric lights. It was like having a secret biological flashlight.
That's incredible. And I bet there are companies working on this stuff right now. What are some of the wildest applications being developed?
Oh, there are some wild experiments happening. Scientists are trying to create bioluminescent Christmas trees, literally trees that would glow instead of needing electric lights. And there are companies working on houseplants that could serve as living nightlights.
Glowing houseplants. Imagine having a beautiful fern in your bedroom that provides just enough soft, natural light for reading at night. No electricity required. But our listeners don't have to wait for the future to see some bioluminescence. You can actually order bioluminescent algae online and watch them glow when you shake the container.
And if you live near a coast, especially in warmer areas, keep an eye out for bioluminescent waves during certain seasons. Some of the most famous spots are in California, Puerto Rico, the Maldives, and parts of Australia. There are even bioluminescent tours you can take.
But there must be challenges too, right? I imagine working with living light sources isn't as simple as just flipping a switch.
Absolutely. Living systems are complex. The organisms need the right nutrients, temperature, pH levels. They can die if conditions aren't perfect. Plus, the light output can vary depending on the organism's health and age. It's not as reliable as electric lights yet, but that's what makes the research so exciting.
That is so interesting.
It is, and in medical research, they're putting glowing genes into cells to track how cancer spreads or test new medicines. It's like having a flashlight inside your body that shows doctors exactly what's happening.
That could save so many lives. It's amazing how something that started with your cousin asking about fireflies leads to all this incredible science.
That's exactly what I love about science. Every curious question can lead you down this amazing rabbit hole of discovery, from summer evening fireflies to life-saving medical technology.
And this is why we're so passionate about this podcast. Learning English through these fascinating conversations makes everything stick so much better than just memorizing grammar rules.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, let's do a wrap-up with the key things we discovered today. First, bioluminescence is basically a chemical recipe. Luciferin plus luciferase plus oxygen equals cold light with almost no heat.
Second, fireflies use their light as nature's dating app. Each species has unique flashing patterns to find the right partner. It's like sending love messages in Morse code.
Third, deep-sea creatures are the real masters of bioluminescence. About 75 to 80% of them can glow, compared to the rare creatures on land. They use light for hunting like anglerfish, defense like vampire squids, camouflage like lanternfish, and calling for help like jellyfish.
And fourth, the future applications are mind-blowing. Eco-friendly lighting that could replace streetlights, pollution detection systems, and medical research that could help doctors track diseases and test new treatments.
Here's what I want everyone listening to remember. Every time you engage with topics like this, you're not just learning English vocabulary and conversation skills. You're building connections between language and fascinating real-world knowledge.
That's so important. When you learn English through exciting science stories, your brain creates stronger memories. You're more likely to remember new words and phrases because they're connected to something amazing.
And to everyone who's on their English learning journey, whether you're a beginner just starting out or advanced learners looking to perfect your skills, remember that you've got this. Every episode you listen to, every conversation you have, every new word you learn is progress.
We believe in you. Learning a language is one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself. It opens up new worlds, new friendships, new opportunities, and we're here to make that journey as fun and exciting as possible.
Before we wrap up, I have to share some of the weirdest bioluminescent discoveries that most people never hear about. Ready for this? There are glowing cockroaches.
Glowing cockroaches? Please tell me you're kidding. As if regular cockroaches weren't scary enough.
I wish I was. There's a species called Lucy hormetica lucci, found in South America. But here's the thing, they're not naturally bioluminescent. They have bacteria living on their bodies that make them glow. And there are also glowing millipedes, certain earthworms, and even some plants that can emit light under specific conditions.
Nature never stops surprising us, and scientists are still discovering new bioluminescent species every year. Just recently, researchers found bioluminescent sharks, including one called the ninja lantern shark, which sounds like something from an action movie.
The ninja lantern shark. I love that name. And what's exciting is that we've probably only scratched the surface. Scientists estimate that we've discovered less than 5% of all the species in the deep ocean. Imagine what other glowing wonders are still down there waiting to be found. All right, friends, if you loved learning about these incredible glowing creatures, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps other English learners discover our show.
And we really want to hear from you. Drop us a comment and tell us, what's your biggest challenge when learning English? Is it pronunciation, grammar, listening comprehension, or something else?
Also, what science topics would you love us to explore together in future episodes? Space exploration, artificial intelligence, climate change solutions? We want to cover what excites you most.
And don't forget to check the description box below this episode. We've created 10 discussion questions about bioluminescence that you can use to practice your English conversation skills with friends or language partners.
Until next time, keep being curious, keep asking questions, and remember, science makes everything more amazing. This is Ben and Nicole from English Science Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.